It would later emerge that Banda had secretly lent his own support to the African National Congress, the anti-apartheid political party that ultimately saw Nelson Mandela's way cleared to be the head of the South African government. Closer to his own borders, Banda would also provide financial and personal support to both sides of Mozambique's civil war during the 1980s, with Malawi's professional military backing up the government, but the Malawi Young Pioneers supporting the national resistance there. Kazimira's uncle was one John Tembo, who'd been an interpreter for Banda in his early days, but had then spent decades as a close confidant to the dictator. By the later years of Banda's dictatorship, Tembo had his own loyalists within the Malawian Secret Service, the Young Pioneers, and other armed groups who routinely engaged in systematic incarceration and execution of anybody who stood in his way. In Banda's later life, Kazimira would try unsuccessfully to see Tembo named his successor, but though that was a losing effort, Kazimira, and through her Tembo, would exert a controlling influence in Malawi for much of the 1980s and early 1990s. As a result of Kazimira's influence, it's difficult to determine just how much Banda really knew about the problems his citizens faced, particularly in parts of the country that were further removed from Banda's own capital city.
Oh, Xander made that beat?
Look, there's a couple plays I need your guys to do. Pull up at these universities and nightclubs too. You're gonna meet Kid the Great. I already told him you're coming through. And when you do, you're gonna collect an envelope with the loot. Tell your team to go here and there and do the same thing. Full amount, no shorts, you know how these kids be. Count it up, make sure the total sums up to this. Then call this number, depart to wherever they wanna meet. And when you do, they're gonna be expecting $500,000. Ain't no need for discussions, they already know the deal. Special delivery, 2 boxes of contraband. I need you at your best, do they better, no fucking slack. No drama, nothing extra, nigga, let's get this paper. Don't be under no pressure, just focus eyes on your waiter. And maybe later you can get something else for your chica. But it's money over bitches, business before pleasure. 1 box is getting transported across different cities. Give that box to Lisa, she's the one who gon' supply it. Get in touch after lunch. Now the other box of drugs is spread to those who purchase. Also a bunch is sold in a rush. Take it to the sports at Riverside, no time to socialize. Then collect a package from Hope C by using Echo Ride. This is from out the country, it came straight out of Jersey. Get this booze, these they know our shit comes all the way from Swazi. Get the crystal meth, crack cocaine, enough for Dre and us. You're meeting Nigerians, pay attention, this is serious. Tuck your weapon close, you know that these guys are dangerous. Get the stash, be generous, big them up with cannabis. I called you cause you know how it's done. This ain't for amateurs, we sell to foreigners, couple Asians, Arabs and Indians, Caucasians, and those that are curious for the experience. Be anonymous, just different directions, stay mysterious. You already got a job, but don't take this shit casually. Think carefully, with this moves you can make triple your salary. Tax free, you can even turn your dreams to reality. As for me, I want those I care about living comfortably, yeah.
A journalist who wrote about Banda for The Independent, one Caroline Alexander, related one experience she'd had while living in the country. It really shows just how skewed Banda's picture of Malawi could sometimes be. Quoting her, "For example, every year Banda paid a visit to the Zomba General Hospital. Normally the hospital was so ill-equipped and overcrowded that patients lay 2 to a cot, head to toe like sardines. I once visited a friend who was recovering from a motorcycle accident and found him sharing a pillow with the swollen, gangrenous legs of his cotmate who was adrift in a reverie of pain. Sticking my head around the corner of the maternity ward, I saw women lying on the floor beneath the beds as well as in them. But when a visit from Banda was imminent, the hospital was newly whitewashed and the wards half-emptied. What he saw was a neat line of cots, each tidily occupied by a single patient, while surplus patients lay heaped together in a central courtyard out of view. After all, he'd done all the grand architecture himself. Kazimira and others were just hammering out the fine details." By most accounts of the period, the several-decade-long rule of Hastings Banda placed him alongside the most repressive, totalitarian dictators in the world at the time. His complete control over his country's political architecture, his systematic denial of many of even the most fundamental rights to Malawians, and his intent to cling to power until death did he and Malawi part was certainly substantial enough evidence to support such a damning claim. But the Banda era passed without turmoil, without upheaval, without foreign intervention, and for the most part, without ever making headlines around the world. In a period throughout history where both global superpowers, the Americans and the Soviets, were on the hunt for what amounted to good little dictators, using tactics that the superpowers didn't ask questions about while ensuring that their populations never made trouble, well, Malawi and Hastings Banda were among the best of the best. Banda was easy to ignore, he was easy to indulge, he was easy to chuckle about or dismiss as a harmless eccentric, and as a result, the world looked away from Malawi for decades, even as the people who lived there were stuck with a situation that gave them very little upside to speak of.